my entire step-by-step blueprint to getting big arms. I have big arms, you don't, so listen up. The first step to getting big arms is getting your training right. Get into the gym and use weights to place resistance, to place load onto your muscles. You want to be hitting your triceps, biceps, and forearms if you want to. Your triceps are the most important when it comes to getting big arms because they take up 2/3 of the arm. The biceps only take up around 1/3 of the arm. A good general rule when it comes to training and hitting your arms is maybe 1 or 2 reps of failure on every set, or going till complete failure. That is what I do. I go to a complete failure on every single one of my sets when it comes to arms, and it's worked so far. Your arms can recover quite quickly, and you will really benefit from training intensely in this way. You will build the most muscle if you train in this way. You also need to make sure your form is strict and controlled on every exercise you do. Every rep needs to be near perfect so you can actually hit the muscles that you are intending to hit. You know, if you're going to do a set for biceps, you want to actually hit your biceps, not be hitting your back because you're swinging so much, or not be hitting your shoulders because you're swinging so much. When it comes to volume, you want to be hitting arms at least 2 times a week. I personally do around 12 sets per week for my triceps, 12 sets per week for my biceps. This volume might be a little bit high for you. It might be too low for you. So you need to go and figure out what feels good for you. If it's too much, reduce it a little bit. If it's not enough, increase the sets a little bit. But I can tell you for a fact that if you do that many sets, you will get big arms because, well, it works for me. You should also make sure you have your own independent arm day. So for a very long time, I was doing the push-pull leg split. The only problem with this split, it's still a great split, but the only problem with it is you're not really focusing on your arms much. You're doing triceps basically after you've done chest, and you're doing your biceps after you've done back. So it's difficult to prioritize your arms. So I started doing chest, back, and arms and shoulders, and my arms have gotten double the size. So you want to have your own independent arm day so you can really prioritize your triceps, your biceps, and really grow them. You know, for me personally, I would do a really long push day, 3 exercises for my chest, and then I go do triceps. My triceps have already been quite worn down by those chest exercises because for most chest exercises, you're using your triceps. So, I go to do triceps and I wouldn't be hitting them as effectively. But now I go into the gym, I start off with triceps. I'm hitting them when they are completely rested and ready, and they're going to grow the most when you do that. And I just want to show you how important hitting triceps is compared to hitting biceps. So when people look at arms, they go, oh, he has big biceps. But if you look at my arms, right? Let's take this arm, for example. My bicep is taking up about this much, right? My triceps are taking up this much. So you need to be prioritizing your triceps if you want to get big arms. Biceps are like the aesthetic muscle that people will talk about. They say, hey, let's see your biceps, bro, But if you want to have the big, meaty arms, your triceps are going to be really important. Just a disclaimer, my aesthetic body course is in the link in the description. It teaches you exactly how to build the aesthetic physique and get in the best shape of your life. Go check it out, link in the description. Now, another thing I need you to be doing is I need you to be getting high protein. So we've spoken about a little bit about how you should be training. I'll get onto the exercises soon. But you also need to be getting high protein. As we know, protein is a staple when it comes to building muscle. You need protein to build muscle. You need amino acids to build muscle, okay? So you want to be getting around 1 gram per pound of body weight. That is a good place to be at. A little bit below, a little bit above, it's fine. But just try to stay at 1 gram per pound of body weight. So I'm 155 pounds. I'll get 155 grams of protein in every single day. That is going to ensure you are building a lot of muscle. I always use this analogy. The training is kind of like the construction workers. The protein is like the building blocks being given to the construction workers so they can actually build the house. All right. So yeah, you need to be getting a high protein diet. Now, it's very difficult to get high protein from just whole foods, especially, if money is quite a big issue. You need to make sure you're getting protein powder in. Protein powder might be £30, maybe $40, I don't know, depending on where you are. And it's basically just a bag of protein. That's it. It's really easy to get down, and yeah, you can maybe have 2 or 3 scoops a day and you've got maybe 60 grams of protein in. Really easy. It means you don't have to eat so much meat and like eggs, etc. You still want to eat those foods. You don't want to get all your protein from that. It's just a supplement. It's not meant to be the overarching thing of your diet, or you shouldn't be getting all your protein from that. You should be getting your protein from the good meats, etc. But as a supplement, as making sure you get to your goals, make sure you're having protein powder. It doesn't really matter what you get, just make sure it's whey, and yeah, it'll be completely good. So you need high protein if you want to get big arms, because you need to fuel the muscle growth. You've gone to the gym, you've trained hard, you've done the right exercises, you've had the right form, you've trained intensely. You come home, you can't just have Pop-Tarts. Your muscles aren't going to grow. You need to go and have a nice nutritious meal high in protein, or you need to go have that protein shake to allow muscle growth to occur. Now, what exercises do I want you to do? Well, you can get big arms from any exercise. Exercise, it doesn't matter as much, but the exercises I personally recommend that I did to get massive arms are these. For triceps, it is tricep push downs with the bar. Honestly, an amazing exercise. It's staple. Everyone knows about it. It's amazing. And tricep extensions with the rope. Then I want you to do incline curls for biceps. This is really good because you're in this kind of lengthened position for a lot of the time when you do incline curls, because you're like this. So a good way to know if exercise is good is if you are in a lengthened stretch position, and you really feel that stretch, then that's good, because when you're stretched like that, you are building the most muscle. So yeah, make sure you are doing exercises where you're in that lengthened position. So incline curls are really good for that. And then just hammer curls. That's it. Those are the only 2 exercises you need for biceps to build them up. That's the only 2 exercises I've ever done to build my biceps. And for triceps, those 2 are really good. You can change them a bit. You could go do skull crushes. You could maybe try some other things out. But those are staple. Those are great. And the science has shown that tricep extensions are the best for building muscle in the triceps. I also want to tell you, when it comes to your arms and your triceps especially, science is also showing a bit longer rest in between your sets might be beneficial for your triceps. And your biceps as well, most likely. So try give yourself a little bit longer rest in between your sets when you're hitting them. Lastly, I just want to tell you that you need to make sure you train hard, all right? Your arms can recover very quickly. They can take quite a lot of load. You need to make sure you train them intensely. Go till failure. Go close till failure. I personally, the exact thing I did was literally go till failure every single set. Maybe some sets I don't realize it. I probably could have got another rep. But, most sets I do, I cannot physically get that dumbbell up again. I cannot go up any further. I can't get the rep done. I've gone to complete failure. And that is going to ensure I'm building muscle. If you don't go till failure, you will not build muscle. If you do not train hard, you will not build muscle, okay? Training till failure will build you the most muscles most likely. But if you go 1 off failure, 2 off failure, you'll probably still build, just as much, if not, a little bit less muscle, which is completely fine. But I personally think train till failure, it feels quite nice after a while. You get a crazy pump and yeah, it just feels great. That is my exact blueprint to getting big arms. Hit your triceps, hit your biceps, and hit your forearms if you want. Forearms are really easy. You just go to a bench, do a few curls like this with the dumbbell, and then switch around like that as well. That's it, really. You hit your forearms quite well with hammer curls as well. You hit it on back days as well. It's not completely essential, but I mean, I've got pretty decent sized forearms, and I've just done, maybe a few sets a week, and yeah, it's completely fine. You can choose what exercise you want to do. I usually just use dumbbells for it, and yeah, it's really, really good for building your forearms actually. And yeah, my aesthetic body course is in the link in the description. It teaches you exactly how to build the aesthetic physique and get in the best shape of your life. Go check it out, link in the description.